Hey guys, I figured I would just do a morning get ready with me. It is 10:30. I'm just gonna get ready for my day. I don't really have anything planned. I think I'm just going to do my makeup and just chat with you guys, and just talk about where I'm from, and yeah. So the first thing that I'm gonna start off with is my eyebrows. Alright. I am an Ojibwe native. I'm sorry, I'm not really used to doing my makeup in my phone. So this is new to me. Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, I am Ojibwe. Both of my parents are Ojibwe. They come from a reserve called Wabaseemong. And I mean, that is where I come from as well. The reserve is in Ontario, Canada. And it's an independent reserve. They have their own policing and whatnot. So outside, like the outside police from any other towns and whatnot can't come on to the land. So I mean, that's a good thing but a bad thing at the same time. So there's a lot of things that people get away with there. But I moved away from my reserve when I was 6, I think. While I was living on the reserve, a lot of things happened. It's really bad for alcohol, drugs. I mean, pretty much every reserve has their own problems. But my reserve was pretty much like a broken down reserve. There's a lot of alcoholics, there's a lot of drugs, there's people sniffing gas, people using like drinking Listerine just to get a little bit of a high. So this is a lot harder than it looks. Alright, so I just had to grab my mirror to make sure that I wasn't making myself look like a clown. I mean, I kinda am. What is that? Go put it in the garbage. So, yeah, there's a lot that happens on the reserve, and then, I came from a home that my parents were alcoholics, and you know, they had their problems, and you know, they had a rough childhood too. So you know, this eyebrow looks darker. So yeah, there was like any reserve, there was a lot of alcohol, there was drugs, there was sniffing, pretty much abuse. There was a lot of suicides. There's still a lot of that stuff going on my reserve and other reserves. Most of my family has been struck by suicide, with family committing suicide and whatnot. So there was that, me and my family, that we had to deal with. I think I'm just gonna do like a brown shadow. Might not look the best. I'm gonna try and use some concealer, cover up that bruise there, put lots more. So there was, of course, there was, a lot of abuse, like I said. There was kids being taken away by ministries, so of course parents were getting upset for that. Whoops. So the kids getting taken away, that's one thing that I agree with, but I really wish that they would start looking into these homes a lot better, because I grew up in the system, and I feel like, if they did their homework a little more, we wouldn't have kids passing away. We wouldn't have kids running away or anything. So I feel like the system needs to do a better job of taking a look at where they are placing these kids when they take them out of their parents' place. I'm not saying to leave the kids, at home with their parents if their parents are going to choose that life. I had to move my little setup here because my phone died. So hopefully you can't see too much of the mess in the background. As I was saying, the agency, the ministry, needs to do a little more of a checkup on where they place these kids. And I was one of those kids that ended up in several bad homes, or I was left on my reserve, but not in the care of my parents, but in the care of other family members, but they would always send me back to my dad. So I think that's one thing that they really have to watch out for is, family members bringing the kids right back to where they got taken out of. Because that's the whole reason why you're taking them out, right? Is to take them out of that environment and to put them into a safe place. So, that's one thing that I would say that needs to change, is the whole process of placing a child. Now, I did do a video about 2 months ago talking about what kind of changes I want to see. So I may include that into this video just so we can get a conversation started or something, because I would really like to see change. So yeah, with growing up in the reserve, I've seen a lot of things, and I'm sure most of you that do end up, like, have ended up in the system have seen a lot of things as well in your own life. Now, the things that I went through and the things that I seen, I had to go to counseling for, and you know, I have a lot of issues because of my childhood past. So yeah, that's kind of why I am really wanting to quit drinking, because when I do drink, I remember some of those memories and it does hurt. So yeah. I want to change to make my life better for myself and for my kids and for my relationship. So this is why I am going to AA, and this is why I'm going to start my counseling. And hopefully this time counseling will work. So yeah, and I'm pretty excited. So yeah. What else do I have to say? After I got moved out of my reserve, I got moved to a town in Ontario called Kenora. It's about 2 hours away from Winnipeg. So I lived there from the age of till about the age of 6 to 8. My first home while moving, like when I moved to the town, wasn't a good home. It wasn't the best home. It was a Caucasian family. I do have my other AA meeting to go to tonight, so I will probably check in tomorrow or the next time that I have quiet time. I will jump on and just do a quick little update video on how I'm feeling and how my second AA went. So far, I've been feeling good. I mean, I'm getting a little lonely with my partner being gone. But, I mean, me and Xander are having as much fun as we can. It kind of sucks that, Xander can't quite have a conversation with me, but that's okay. I also wanted to start putting in just some posters of some missing Native Americans that have went missing in or around where I live. There are 3 males that have gone missing without a trace, and it's very sad. And even though I may not have a whole lot of people watching me, who knows, maybe in a year I might have a good following, and as long as their faces get out there, then at least I know that I am doing my share and what I can to hopefully bring these boys home, or at least people can give their family some peace and some peace in their mind as to where these young guys went. So right now I only have one poster for one of the males, so I'm just gonna add that to the end of my my video here, and then once I get once I can find the other posters, I will be adding them to the end of my next clip here. So yeah, with that being said,